Alright guys, week 59 of the DVD Fiends. Before I start, I just want to wish you all a happy new year. I hope great things happen for you in 2010. So, great guys. Today I'm going to be reviewing the awesome vampire flick From Dusk Till Dawn. This film was brought out in 1996, directed by Robert Rodriguez. The story and screenplay were done by Robert Kurtzman and Quentin Tarantino, and this has got an awesome cast and some good cameo appearances in it too. It has Harvey Keitel, George Clooney, Juliette Lewis, Quentin Tarantino, Salma Hayek, Cheech Marin, Danny Trejo, Fred Williamson, Tom Savini. The list just goes on and on. I think John Saxon's got a cameo appearance in it as an FBI boss. This is just top notch. My favourite vampire film of all time, and probably my favourite 90s film of all time. It starts off, this film is like two different films. The first half of the film is like a gangster film and a kidnap film, and then the second part of the film is just straight art horror, brilliant stuff. It starts off with Seth and Richie Gecko, which are George Clooney and Quentin Tarantino's characters in this, and they're brothers, and they're on the run from the FBI. I think they've robbed a bank or two, killed a lot of people in that way, and they're on the run from the police, and they're in like a liquor store in the middle of the desert, and a cop walks in and they hide, and the cop's talking to the guy behind the counter because he knows him. They're having a little chat, and then the cop goes to the toilet, and Richie and Seth Gecko jump out, and they say, and Richie Gecko, which is Quentin Tarantino's character, is really disturbed. He's got mental health problems, and he's trying to convince his brother, yeah, the store clerk was trying to signal to the cop that we was here, which he weren't, but in his head he really thought they were. And when the cop comes back out, they end up killing the cop, and they end up burning the liquor store down. That's a great first scene for a film. Brilliant stuff. So then they're on the run, and they stop off at a motel, and they're staying at this motel for a bit, and then that's when Harvey Keitel's character comes in, and his family, and he's an ex priest, and he's taking his family on a trip in their what is it? It's like a big camper van, an RV in America they call them, I think. And they stop at this motel because they're sick of staying in this RV, and they end up getting kidnapped by Rich and Seth Gecko, and Richie and Seth Gecko say, right, just stay calm, do everything what we say, and we'll let you go. So they ask, what do we have to do, like? So he says, just get us into Mexico. So they go in the camper van, the RV, and they travel to Mexico, and they get to the border, and Richie and Seth Gecko hide in the toilet with Juliette Lewis's character, who's Harvey Keitel's daughter in this. They all hide in there, and this is when Cheech Marin's character comes in, and he plays three characters in this film, which if you haven't seen it you'd probably think, oh, that's going to be crap, but it's really funny and really well done. And anyway, he suspects something, so he comes aboard the RV, looks around, looks in the toilet, in the bathroom, and Juliette Lewis is sat on the toilet, and they're hid behind the door, and she says, shut the door, and he gets a bit embarrassed because she's sat on the toilet with her pants down, so they end up letting them through into Mexico. So then the father, Harvey Keitel, says, right, let us go, we've got you into Mexico, you've got away from the FBI, everybody's chasing you, you've got away from him, let us go, we've done our job. He says, no, you've got to stay with us till the morning, because we're meeting a contact down at this, it's like a bar stroke brothel type lap dancing club. We've got to go meet our contact down there, so you stay with us till we've met his contact, then you can go. So they shoot down to this bar, and the bar is just crazy as hell. It's called the Titty Twister, the best bar ever. It's if it weren't full of vampires, then you'd know that it were going to be a fucking top bar. You know you were going to have a good time there, really sleazy. And they go in and they have a drink, and Danny Trejo's character is the barman, and he's really cut up and muscly. He's not like he is now, he's aged quite a bit since then. And so they have a drink and they get into a fight, and then that's when it turns nasty, because Quentin Tarantino's character and George Clooney's character Seth and Richie Gecko start shooting people, but they don't die. They fall down for a bit and they get back up, and then people start turning into vampires. Just before this happens, there's a really nice dance scene with Salma Hayek's character, who's also a vampire in this. Oh, and she looks hot. This is the hottest Salma Hayek's ever looked, and she does a nice little dance scene with just a bra and knickers on, and she looks really hot with a snake round her. Also, there's a few good characters in the bar itself who come into play. Tom Savini's character in it's called Sex Machine, and he's got a weapon where he must press a button or something, and a gun shoots out of his crutch with two like bullet holders as balls, and it looks really good. And there's another character played by Fred Williamson, who you all know from exploitation films. Is big in them, and he's an ex-Vietnam vet, and they all start having to fight the vampires off. So they all team up, but one by one they get turned into vampires and turn against their own, and so the group just have to try and find a way out and fight till the morning, really. There's not really much else I can say about it. I'm not gonna tell you who dies and who turns into a vampire or whoever. They have to fight their way out, and it's just a great film. Totally two different films just put together, but done brilliantly, done perfectly if you ask me. The special effects were done by KMB, which you all know, Kurtzman, Nicotero, Berger. They did a stellar job with it. The vampires look great, the gore were great, just everything about it is just brilliant. The soundtrack was awesome in it, I must mention that. Absolute great soundtrack, totally similar to Quentin Tarantino's own movies, and you can tell, well, Robert Rodriguez and Quentin are good friends, so you can tell they kind of do the same stuff with their films. But yeah, if you haven't seen From Dusk Till Dawn, then go and see it. It's an awesome film, top notch, and the guys that have seen it, I'm sure will agree with me that this is an awesome 90s film. So thanks guys, and look out for me next week. Thank you, bye.